Good evening, Gun Freak Nation. This is your president, TLectrik, and I'm here to tell you that I'm not here to fuck around. I'm not here to fuck around tonight. Now, what I need to know for those who are watching, I'm not trying to belittle you or criticize you, but why, at this point in this day and age, why do you not own a firearm? Because, let me say this. We got these fucking savages out here that don't give a damn. Okay? Now, forgive me, but I'm very, 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 very passionate about this. I don't I don't like seeing people murdered. I don't like seeing people raped. I don't like seeing people violated on no kind of level. Okay? But you have to realize the only way you can have a fighting chance. Listen to me. Listen to me. Listen to me. The only way you can have a fighting chance is you have to get a gun. You have to be armed, people. You got to be armed. You have to be armed. Ain't no if, buts. Ain't no way around it, people. You got to be armed, okay? I was having a conversation with a brother, and the topic of home invasions came up, and he was like, you know what? I just don't like guns. I don't believe in, a person should have a gun. Guns are evil. Guns are dangerous. And, he was like giving me statistics, more than likely if you own a gun, and somebody break in on you, 9 out of 10, your own personal gun will be used against you. You will die at the hands of your own gun. And the part that struck me the most, that just didn't make no sense to me, he said that, I'm going to try to quote it word for word. Damn my nose. He said, violence doesn't solve violence. I said, brother, when I said, you got it so wrong, man, and that tells you the type of people that we are dealing with. Those same people that think like that are the ones that's in office, that's trying to ban guns, make it harder for us to buy guns. They think that way, that violence doesn't solve violence, and it's all bullshit. So I told him after he said that, I said, brother, that don't even make sense. That's one of the most leftist comments I ever heard. Of course, violence solves violence. If someone was to break in on you right now and you don't have a gun, they're going to commit a violent act on you and your family. But you don't have a gun to defend yourself. So guess what? You call 911. That's what the police is for, right? They're going to come, but it all depends on how soon they get there. But when they do get there, guess what? They have something called a gun on them. And if that perpetrator, that savage, is still fucking you in your ass, then guess what? And they see that the savage is also armed, they're going to pull their guns and send that funky ass savage to Funky Town, okay? So yes, violence does solve violence. Righteous violence, that's what I call it. Because any motherfucker that come up in my home or in your home, Gun Freak Nation, you're going to righteously send his stinking ass to Funky Town. So yes, you got violence, you got violence, and then you got righteous violence. Okay? You got violence, and then you got righteous violence. Ain't nothing wrong with righteous violence. Okay? It's even in the Bible where they said, sell a cloak or, sell your cloth or your cloak to buy a sword. So even in the Bible, we don't want you to be a victim. These fucking savages has gotten out of control, and it's been that way for the longest. You understand? And with this president that's in office now, man, it's even worse. It's like, I don't want to understand, but it's a fucking paradox, people. It's a fucking paradox. Because they making it easy. They going soft. My nose is, forgive me, y'all. Every time when I turn this goddamn camera on, my nose want to get extra congested where I can't even breathe from the motherfucker. But I'm gonna push on through this because you know why? I love y'all. No, they got us in a fucking paradox. These fucking leftist anti-gunners, because we living in a environment now, in a society now where it's soft. They're soft on the criminals, but they hard on the law-abiding citizens. And when I say that, you got these criminals, you got these savages that's out here running amok, robbing and killing and raping, doing all sorts of devilish shit, and they're being arrested, but it's a fucking revolving door at the jail, at the county jail, and at the prisons. It's a fucking revolving door where they're going in and they're setting their fucking bail so fucking low they can get right back out and commit even more crimes. But on the other hand, at the same fucking time, they're coming down on us hard, trying to enact, so-called assault rifle bans, trying to just make it harder for us to buy guns, even putting pressure on credit card companies to track us law-abiding, citizens that's not out here. We're not out here committing the crimes. We just only trying to protect our families, our properties, our families, our lives. So when you got an evil force that's trying to make it hard on, being hard on us and soft on the criminals, man, it only can mean one thing: chaos and disorder. Basically a fucking purge. A fucking purge, y'all. I'm telling y'all, please. Look at your family, man. If y'all don't have a firearm, if you don't have a firearm, ma'am, or sir, and you happen to have kids, loved ones, look at your loved ones and just close your eyes for a second and imagine you hear your window being smashed in, your door being kicked in, and you don't have a gun. Is your loved one's life worth it? Is it worth it? Is it worth witnessing your wife get her clothes ripped off of her and brutally and violently raped? Do you want to see a savage stick his dick up her ass, her asshole, her anal? Do you want to see your wife made to get down on her knees with her hands tied behind her back and dicks shoved down her throat and they coming in her mouth? And yes, I'm being brash with it. I'm not sugarcoating a goddamn thing. I'm not. I cannot do that, because the reality of it is, when that savage come up in your home and he bend you over and he stick his dick in your ass and he sodomize you, he's not going to be, can you just, I'm going to be gentle. You're going to feel a little sting, and it might be a little, it might be a lot, harder than just a sting. It's going to hurt a lot worse than just a sting, but I apologize. No, it ain't going to go down like that. He's going to be like, I'm about to fuck you in your ass, and you know why? You ain't got a fucking gun to defend yourself. Matter of fact, I might even stick the barrel of my motherfucking shotgun up your ass with no fucking Vaseline. And if you scream and make one motherfucking noise, I'm going to pull the trigger and blow your ass off. You dealing with fucking devils. Okay? So I'm going to give you the real. I ain't about to sugarcoat a goddamn thing. Because guess what? When them savages come up in there, it's going to be wild. It's going to be, just like I told you, it's going to be savagery. A whole lot of savagery going on. But you know how you can prevent that? And at least have a fighting chance. I'm not saying for you. I'm saying for your wife, for your girlfriend, for your kids. I just don't understand why people in this day and age is not packing a firearm, is not armed. I just don't understand it. That you literally are putting the lives of your loved ones, of your children, or your wife, or your husband in the hands of the police. If you don't have a gun, like I said in the other video I made, I wouldn't be able to sleep at night. Me personally, if I don't have a gun, call me a gun freak all you want. But I'm actually proud to be able to let a motherfucker step up in here. I'm not saying I'm Superman. I'm not saying I'm invincible. The drop can get, anybody can get, you know, if you ain't really paying attention to your environment, your surroundings, and, you know, they can get the drop on you. You can have 10 guns on you. But if somebody got a fucking gun to your head, they don't beat you to the punch, then what the fuck can you do? You know what I'm saying? What the fuck can you do? And nowadays, when you giving it up, if you get caught out there in the streets, all right, you got me. Whatever you want. Here's my wallet. Here's my phone. Guess what? They still dropping you anyway. They still gonna shoot you. Just for the hell of it, because they some fucking savages. They get off on that shit, man. So what I'm saying is, the only way you're going to have a fighting chance is if you get a gun. You know, I was talking to somebody else. Oh, man, I don't need a gun. I got two, 500-pound, Rottweilers, two 800-pound pit bulls. Well, guess what, goddammit? If you got 5 to 8 savages coming in with AR-15s and AK-47s, those dogs don't mean shit. They might bark, but going up against a fucking AR-15 or an AK-47, it's going to slaughter them dogs, man. And guess what? Guess who's going to get slaughtered next? You. So I'm telling y'all, get a gun. Get a gun. I prefer you get a handgun and some type of AR-15 pistol or AK-47 pistol, and then, only then, you will have the ability to be able to really engage them and fight back. You will have a fighting chance. That equalizes the playing field. Even if it is multiple savages, in your AR, or your AK, you got 30 rounds, such as right here. This right here is, and I'm not saying you have to buy something like this because this is kind of pricey, but this right here is called a Maximum Defense PDX, and this one is happened to be chambered in 7.62 by 39. So it's a AR platform, but it shoots a AK-47 caliber round. It shoots an AK-47 round. And this is it don't come with a 30 round mag. It comes with a 20 round mag, but I went out and got a 30 round mag for it. And this is what you want. Something like this, or Draco, or Zastava PAP M92. You want something that, even if it is a bunch of savages, say you got 8 savages kicking in your back door, your side door, and some of them is armed with AR-15s and AK-47s. This right here will give you a fighting chance, because if you just got a handgun, you're gonna be outgunned. You're already outnumbered. And by them having superior weapons, they basically going to have a drop on you because they got you outgunned. You know, I don't give a fuck what people say. A handgun going up against a long gun like an AR, you're fucking outgunned. That's a gunfight. Trust me, that's a gunfight you don't want to be in. You don't want to be in. You limited to your capacity with the pistol. You know, a lot of people be like, well, you just got to be a good shot and just know what the hell you're doing. But who's gonna have a good shot when you got fucking 8 savages with fucking AK-47s and AR-15s bearing down on you, and they already shooting? Come on, people, you got to face the reality. This right here is 30 fucking rounds. Look at this. You see that right there? That's 30 rounds of 7.62 by 39 for they funky asses. You understand? So when you facing, this is called crowd control. I call it crowd control. I call it a funky town sender, because I don't give a fuck if they do got a fucking AR. I don't give a fuck if they do got a fucking Draco. I don't give a fuck if they do got on body armor. Trust me, they don't want to get hit with this. Because even if they got on body armor, some fucking bones is about to fucking break. This gonna break their fucking rib cage. I guarantee you that. You don't want to get hit by a 5.56 or a 2.23 or a 7.62 by 39. And you got 30 rounds of this. So if you got 8 savages coming in, I like the strobe. Like, if you got 8 fucking savages coming in, and 9 out of 10, they pulling your, first of all, they're going to pull your fucking meter because they know most security systems are, you know, it's powered by electrics, right? Electricals, your power. So they're going to pull your power. Most cameras and Wi-Fi and all that shit, you know, it depends, it's powered by your electricity. So more than likely, they're going to pull your meter, so you're going to be in the dark. So if you do decide to get a handgun or AR or anything, make sure you mount a nice flashlight on it, okay? Because, you know, somebody commented in one of my other videos, they was like, you don't want to put a flashlight on your gun because it's only going to give off your location. And it may be truth to that. It may be some truth to it. But you also got to know how to, like, if you got your flashlight, you ain't got to aim the flashlight directly. You can bounce that flashlight off the floor and let it go up. And then, like with this strobe light right here, you're going to blind some motherfuckers. You can see them, and they can shoot in that direction. But this is the importance why you got to have this is the importance of why you got to have your firearm right here. This is the importance. You got to be able to identify your target. Okay? You got to be able to identify your target. If you got family members, you got kids, and they don't pull your meter, and you don't have you in the dark, and you don't have a flashlight, you don't want to shoot the wrong person. And that be your family member. I've seen that shit happen. I could tell you a story where a man thought somebody was breaking into his home, and he didn't have a light, or his gun wasn't equipped with a light, and he shot at the person that he thought was a home invader. And it happened to be his daughter sneaking in through the window. She had snuck out the house to go party. And she was sneaking back in, and he heard it, and he shot in the dark. And when he turned the light on, to his surprise, it was his daughter. And she died in his arms, telling him, "Daddy, I love you, I love you." And she passed away. So I would rather take a chance and have them savages aim at this light than to take a chance and kill one of my own. That's why it's important. And like I said, you don't have to shine that light directly. You can bounce it. You can bounce it around corners. You can aim it at the floor. You ain't got. I prefer to aim it directly at their asses. But if you're really trying to be tactical and not give up your position, you can bounce the light off the floor, and they ain't gonna see exactly where it's coming from. It just all depends on the situation. You still got the advantage because it's your home and you know the fucking layout. You understand? So, it's important to have a light on your firearm because these fucking savages, man, they are getting, more bolden and more, they're just emboldened and more brazen and getting more tactical. They literally coming into your home with AR-15s and AK-47s and body armor, and they even got security detail. When my brother Spencer's gun shop it was a smash and grab. These fucking savages drove a fucking SUV into his front window of our gun shop, and 8 savages went in there and grabbed a bunch of guns. They had security. The fucking savages had security, armed security. So they would do. What make you think they won't do the same thing to you? So arm the fuck up. You have to have the mentality that the old days when you got that cat burglar coming in, he taking off his stinking ass shoes and then wiggling his way up through your window, and he only coming in to get your silverware, your TV, and he creeping around, tiptoeing around. Those days are over. You got savages. You got motherfuckers that's 10 deep that's coming in, and they want a violent confrontation with you. They're coming into your homes with fucking guns, expecting a gunfight, expecting to take over you, expecting you to be begging for your life while you're sucking their dicks. It just makes me fucking angry. It makes me fucking angry. I was watching Cold Case Files not too long ago, and man, I've seen so much disturbing shit on that show, man, that I'm thinking like, man, if only they had a gun, if only they had a contingency plan to get them out of there. You have to have the mentality of, look, I'm buying a gun. I'm going to tell y'all something. Your handgun is used to get you to your rifle, okay? Your AR pistol, your AR, your AR rifle, your AK-47 rifle, your AK-47 pistol. That's what your handgun is for. You want your long gun. You want this because right here, you're gonna get better aim. You're gonna get this is more proficient, more precise, and you're gonna rain some thunder down on their funky asses. This is why it's important to have this instead of a handgun where you like this and you got that recoil. This is more stable. You got your 3 points where it's touching your shoulder. It's just more. It's more stable of a platform, and it's more proficient because look at the caliber that you're dealing with. You got 8 fucking savages, man. You got something like this, you can spray their fucking asses, and I guarantee you they gonna turn their funky asses around and get the fuck up out of there. Don't nobody want to face that shit. And these motherfuckers will try you. They so hopped up on fucking drugs. But I was watching the Cold Case Files, right, the other day, and I cried. Because that's the one where the innocent teacher got killed because these fucking assholes got her apartment mixed up with a drug dealer's apartment and went up in there looking for money, and they tortured that lady before they killed her. But this next story is even more disturbing, man. 2 teenage girls lost their lives because they had ain't shit parents. The parents were dope fiends, man, and they owed the drug dealer money. So guess what the drug dealer did? The drug dealer went up in the house. I don't know why they let the motherfucker in. They was heroin addicts or whatever, man. They was hooked on them drugs bad. So they let them in. And you know, the two dope fiends, they was a couple, a married couple. They was on drugs, right? They had a daughter. But the daughter had a friend that came over to do a sleepover that night. That's how fucked up that was. Because her friend got killed too. All because she was going over there to her house to sleep, you know, to have a sleepover. So they let these three drug dealers inside their house. As soon as they got in there, the drug dealers pulled out a shotgun, killed both her parents, shot them in the face with a shotgun. The two teenage girls heard the shooting, and they jumped out a back window in their bedroom. They jumped out of the back window and ran through their backyard. The three fucking savages, the drug dealers, caught them, put them in their car, drove them back to their drug house, and they tortured those girls. They tortured them. They forced them to take drugs. They injected them. And the girls couldn't have been no more than about 15 and 16. They were teenagers, man. And they got caught up in some bullshit because they had some ain't shit ass parents that was hopped up, you know, hooked on drugs. So they kidnapped the girls basically, took them back to their drug house, injected drugs into both of them so they couldn't fight back, wouldn't have the mindset to try to even escape. And they raped both girls. They kept those girls hostage for 2 weeks while they were being sexually assaulted, being raped, and just, they kept them drugged up and kept them, you know, just sex slaves, man, just raping them over and over and over. And this shit lasted for 2 weeks. And then I guess they got tired of them and they killed them, man. And the fucked up part is they never found their bodies. And I'm going to tell you in this case right here, I'm going to tell you something. The police wasn't shit in this case. That's why I say you can't depend on the police. Everybody knows that from what happened in Uvalde, Texas, that you can't depend on the fucking police. And I don't mean to say fucking police because all of them are not bad. But I'm saying in this case, where these two teenage girls was missing for 2 weeks and nobody really was trying to find them like that. And let me bring up an important point. The family that happened to, their parents was on drugs, but they also had a brother that was into crime. They had a son that was into crime, and his life was took at the hands of the police. So it was tension already between that family and the police because they had a son that was killed by the police. He was committing, I think he had stole a car, something like that, but he had a gunfight with the police and they killed him. So it was friction between that family and the police, and because of that, I feel like, even they said it, that the police didn't give 100% in trying to find those two teenage girls, man, because they already didn't like that family. So the whole thing is just fucked up. You don't never, and may I say rest in peace to those two, you know, teenage girls. They didn't deserve that shit, man. They didn't deserve that shit. They did not deserve it, you know. But rest in peace to them. You know, may God bless their soul. But what I'm saying is, when it comes to violence, yes, violence, righteous violence, does solve violence. Because if you come up in my dwellings and you are armed, because I already got it set up where, you know, they gonna lock you up in jail if they feel like it's not a life or death situation where your life was in imminent danger. Then they're gonna try to take you to jail. You understand? So you got to make sure that you just, you know, oh, you in my house, that's a license to kill. It don't work that way. You know, when if they break in on you, look at the hands, because that's the only thing that can hurt you. Whether they got a knife in their hand, a gun in their hand, or if they coming at you like that, don't never ever let nobody run up on you and disarm you. Because 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10, they're going to take their gun and use it against you. So you got every right to send a motherfucker to Funky Town. If he coming at you, you already got your gun on him and they still trying to come at you, they're coming at you for a reason. And that reason is to disarm you and use that gun against you. Okay, but if they already got guns, hey man, you gotta let them have it. Blow their motherfucking brains out. But I'll tell you one thing. What you don't want to do is make it somebody else's responsibility. Okay? You don't never want to put the responsibility of somebody protecting your life into somebody's hands, man. Because the police, when they can be there in minutes, but when a savage is coming in and targeting you and your family, seconds matter. Police is not going to get there in time. Hell, in Detroit, the response time can be up to 45 minutes to an hour. So I'm telling you, you have to be the first line of your own defense. Y'all get them guns and arm up, man. We're facing some terrible motherfucking violent times right now that we're living in. And this fucking government is they ain't doing nothing to make shit better. You can't depend on them either. Of them defending you or helping you. So you know what? I love y'all. We almost at that 20,000. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. We about to be at 20,000, Gun Freak Nation. I'm going to have that tattoo soon. Real soon. You hear me? Y'all, it's worth the pain. You know, if it ain't no pain, it ain't no motherfucking gain. Y'all be ready to send these funky ass savages to motherfucking Funky Town. Send them to Funky Town, y'all. I love y'all. Remember, stay armed, stay righteous, stay humble, and stay responsible. When you do get those guns, be responsible with those guns, okay? Especially if you got kids. Lock them bitches up in the daytime. Bring them out at night. So if you do hear your door getting kicked in, goddammit, you can get to that gun in time. All right? But I love y'all, Gun Freak Nation. Y'all a blessing to me. I love y'all. Remember, stay armed, stay righteous, stay humble, stay responsible. And if a fucking savage try you, send that stinking motherfucker to Funky Town. I love y'all. God bless.